This week,
Savings become critically important because it is the foundation for that security. It is knowing that I have the money in my account.
are you financially healthy? A look at how saving a little and setting goals can make a big difference. Some of the world's most influential leaders, together with the theme, Stakeholders for a Cohesive and Sustainable World.
It actually makes me very proud to share some of the efforts we do across the firm and with our clients on sustainability and on transitioning to a more sustainable economy.
A look into some of the topics at the annual World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. Plus, affordability was part of the conversation at the annual JPMorgan Healthcare Conference. Welcome to JPMorgan Chase News. I'm Kim Morton reporting from New York. More than 40% of Americans do not have enough money saved for a $400 emergency. So, how do you make sure you're taking the right steps toward overall financial health? Heather Burrian has more.
What if you want to buy a house, raise a family, even retire? Your financial health and how you save impacts that, especially since life can throw some curveballs. I'm here with Don Felix, head of consumer financial health for Chase. And Don, what does being financially healthy mean, and why does the conversation focus around saving?
Essentially, being financially healthy is about establishing peace of mind. We're here to help our customers and consumers find that peace of mind by helping them to better manage their finances day to day, help to build that resiliency to withstand the financial shocks that happen to all of us on an annual basis, and helping them to plan for the long term, which includes retirement and includes investing. And why saving? Saving becomes critically important because it is the foundation for that security. It is knowing that I have the money in my account to better manage my budget, to help meet the goals I'm setting for myself.
Is this a problem for families no matter their wealth?
It is absolutely an opportunity for families across the income spectrum, especially when we see that 80% of Americans have trouble managing paycheck to paycheck. It is about helping out in 4 key areas: save, spend, borrow, plan. I almost can't say it enough. Helping families to save more, spend more thoughtfully, borrow more wisely, and plan for the future. What we also know is that all families have goals no matter their income, and we recently just launched through our current autosave feature the new ability to save for specific goals. So whether it's buy a home, buy a car, or just establish that rainy day fund.
Don, you're going to have people say to you, well, it's too late to start saving, or I don't have the money to start saving. What do you say to them?
I say another feature that we recently just launched through autosave is the ability to save as little as $1 a day. And though some may say, well, that's not a lot because that would equate to $365 for the year, when we know that 45% of Americans don't have $400 in savings to withstand that financial shock, that $365 gets you a lot closer. And what it's really about is establishing a habit where it may start with $1, but hopefully it goes to 2 and to 5 and to 10, where we help everyone realize they may have more in their budget than they realize to establish their savings.
Don, thanks so much for all the insight.
I really appreciate the time. Thank you.
Influential leaders, including heads of state from around the world, gathered at the 50th Annual World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, where the narrative focused strongly around climate change and sustainability. Almost every one of the official panels touched on it, and many of the clients our team met made it clear it's on their mind.
Important speeches by policymakers really recognizing the need to address this issue, and certainly from an investor's perspective, it dominates every conversation. How do you measure it? How do you think about carbon emissions? What is the impact potentially on return? So that's been a critical topic.
JPMorgan Chase touted its sustainability commitments in clean financing and renewable energy. In a CNBC interview, Chairman and CEO Jamie Dimon stressed the importance of effective climate policies being set by government globally and said he'd support a carbon tax. But that wasn't the only major discussion topic.
There's the political environment. First and foremost, the US-China relations, but also the outlook on the US presidential elections, as well as the tensions in the Middle East that dominate the discussions. And lastly, there's definitely the economic outlook and the thought how the next 1 to 2 years might look like that is on top of leaders' minds.
We also partnered with the Female Quotient, where Dimon, Judy Miller, who leads the Office of the Chairman, and Dorothy Blessing, regional head for JPMorgan in Germany, Austria, Switzerland, Ireland, Israel, and the Nordic region, highlighted the importance of diversity in the workplace and how it's a top priority for the firm. When it comes to healthcare, Patients are prioritizing affordability and accessibility more than ever. Those were some of the talking points at the 38th annual JPMorgan Healthcare Conference in San Francisco, California, bringing together thousands of investors from around the world. There, Chairman and CEO Jamie Dimon said healthcare for the average American should be broached in a more cost-efficient way. Nearly 8 in 10 Americans say the cost of prescription drugs is too high, according to a poll by the Kaiser Family Foundation.
The consumer is the biggest disruptor in healthcare. The consumer wants their services where they want them, when they want them, at the lowest price.
JPMorgan Chase is working to help through Haven, its healthcare venture with Amazon and Berkshire Hathaway. It will focus on lowering cost, improving outcomes, and increasing satisfaction with insurance. That wraps up this week's JPMorgan Chase News. I'm Kim Morton. We'll see you next week.